Moose here with Cerakote. Today we're going to cover splatter. How can we implement splatter? There's a multitude of ways. So today we're going to show you, maybe in a camo pattern, putting splatter on your base coat and then stenciling over the top. What does that splatter do to the pattern? We're also going to show you putting splatter on the top of the pattern, right? Bringing it to the forefront, bringing the eyes to that contrasting splatter color. Or, like what I have behind me, we just got a solid base color. And we're gonna add a couple colors with splatter on top, try and create almost like a nature camo, almost like a bird egg. Did you know that killdeer birds, their eggs are almost naturally camouflaged? Well, that's what we're gonna try on this bad boy. See if we can do it. So, first thing, we have a nice base coat down on this Yeti cup here. And I'm gonna allow it to ambiently flash for my minimum of 15 minutes, no more than 2 hours. I'm gonna splatter 3 different colors on this, wet on wet. And then after I'm done, we're gonna throw that right into the oven. We'll take it out, see how it looks. All right guys, so let's talk about our spray gun settings to achieve the splatter look that we're going for. First things first, we're obviously always gonna set our regulating air pressure at the wall. We're gonna do that off of active air. So we're always gonna get our air engaged. We're gonna set our regulator at the wall. Now, I'm gonna set up my actual gun settings to get my splatter. I want to keep my fan pattern adjustment knob all the way closed. I'm gonna start with 1 turn on my fluid knob. And then I'm going to engage my air only on my gun. I'm gonna use my air regulating knob on the spray gun, and I'm gonna lower this until we have almost non-existent air. If we have 0 air and we go to spray, it's literally just gonna drip out of the gun, okay, like so. We need a little bit of atomizing air to get this to go onto paper, something like so. So we have barely any air coming out of here, and we're getting a lot of loose coating out on our air cap, okay? But for this one, for the cup that we're doing, we want the black splatter to kind of be the largest splatter in the pattern. So I'm gonna go as low of air as I possibly can to keep it consistent, okay? Let's get that cup in here and let's spray it. All right, guys, there's no real exact science to this. There is one thing that I do want to warn you about, and that is always engage your air on your 2-stage trigger off of the part and then splatter. When you first engage your air, every once in a while, depending on the color, a little bit of splatter will come out of the gun, and you don't want that to be on your part. So I always engage my air off of the part. I'm gonna hold, keep it stationary, and then best piece of advice I could give you is when you think in your head, let's do a little bit more splatter, stop right there. You have enough, okay? All right, so first layer was our black splatter. We were kind of going for larger splatter or larger coverage with that layer. So I had 1 full turn on our fluid. This time, we're going with a gray. I don't want the gray to be as big of a splatter or take up as much room on that cup because I don't want to cover all of our base color up. So instead of doing a full turn here, I am going to do a half of a turn. I'm going to keep my air where it was for the previous setting. And now, coming in, we're getting the splatter, but it's a little bit smaller and not as saturated. So there should be a distinct size difference between that first and second layer. All right, so remember, when I engage my air, I'm always gonna engage off of the part because I don't ever wanna engage and get any unwanted splatter on my part. So I'm gonna engage off, I'm gonna hold my part here. Got a lot less coming out. You definitely gotta use that lighting to really see where that other color is now coming from. All right, guys, last step here. So this color with the pattern that we're trying to achieve, we want this color to be smaller droplets than the last two. So my gun settings are gonna be relatively the same. I'm gonna keep my half turn on my fluid. The only thing I am gonna do is I am gonna turn up my air just a skosh, all right? Just enough where I can really hear it. And is what this is gonna do is it's gonna atomize it ever so slightly, just a little bit more. So we're gonna get smaller droplets. Now be careful with this. This can almost overdo the surface. So we don't wanna go too much, just a little goes a long ways. All right guys, last layer. Once again, engaging my air off of that part so I don't get unwanted splatter. Keep my part stable, engage my fluid. Just gonna get a couple of these speckles on here. Not too big, not too small. We don't wanna put too much to where you can't see any of that solid base color still. Just wanna add it on there, all right? I almost thought I should do one more, but I'm gonna stop there. There we go. All right guys, that's it for the splatter video. Maybe the killdeer egg isn't your thing, but I want you to broaden your horizons. Maybe add splatter to the next pattern you do. Maybe the next solid color project you get requested for a customer, maybe pitch them on splatter. Maybe just add a little pizzazz, add a little extra step, adds depth, doesn't take that much time, and is super easy for an applicator. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. Like always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.